Hey guys, it's Tams, the Wicked Witch. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Happy Litha, happy solstice to all of you. Thank you to my new subscribers, very much appreciated. Welcome to the channel, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. Please hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos coming up, and there are going to be quite a few this week. We've got more dolls and some other things that you might find interesting that we're going to do. So they'll probably go out midweek. So yeah, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of it. So it's summer solstice and it's bloody freezing. It's really horrible here in Essex. It's grey, the sun's not out, it's been raining, it's going to rain, it's cold. I've had to get a woolly out. That's what my mum always says, got me woolies out. Yeah, it's chilly. And I like summer solstice eve, which is tonight, the eve before the solstice, to be warm. And I remember a couple of them have been amazing, amazingly boiling hot. And I remember before we had French doors, all our windows were open and we was looking out at the tree in the garden. And I had some really, really lovely experiences looking out into the garden and all the grass, and it was smelt like summer, and it's not like that today. So I don't think we'll be having any of that happening. It was just lovely. So yeah, it's summer solstice. So we've got so many things we can do, so many things that happen on the solstice. The actual wording over the years, there's so many different people all over the world call summer solstice different things. Litha, pagan tradition, Litha, summer solstice, Midsummer Night's Eve being tonight, midsummer. It's the start of summer, really. That's what to farmers, you know, it's the start of summer. It's the vow is very low, just like at Samhain, you know, 31st of October, Halloween to some of you. The vow is low, and it is a perfect time for magic and witchcraft and working with the fae. If you work with the fairy folk, the fae, the she, you'll know what you can and can't get away with and what you can do at these times. I don't work with the fae, so not really, but I do have a little set, I'm going to call them group, who reside at the front of my house. They have a beautiful fairy house made of wood. My dad made it from scratch and it was brilliant, and it's all painted and it's got little chimney and everything, and they lit their doors open for them and they live out the front. I do not put down offerings for them. They are out the front and they wish to guard my garden. It's a main one, and then I think there's a little bit of a group, and that is all that happens. We do have an iron gate, but it's nowhere near their house. They don't like iron, they don't like stainless steel. So if you're going to use any of those things in your magics and you're wishing to attract the fae, the fairy folk, you don't use it. You know, if you're using a farme or a fame, as some people call it, and a farme, a ritual knife, and it's made of stainless steel or iron, don't use it if you're going to piss them off, and you don't want to piss them off because they can be quite dangerous. So if you're not, I'm not an expert on the fae, on fairy folk, and there are some amazing people on YouTube, and if you want to know about things like that, go watch them. I'm not an expert, and I wouldn't even try and do a video about it, because I am in no shape or form an expert. Well, I'm not an expert on anything, but I'm not an expert on anything to do with the fae. It does interest me. I think they're amazing, but that's as far as it goes. Things you don't do around the fairy folk: you never use steel or wrought iron or anything like that, or iron or steel, stainless steel or anything like that near them. They do not like rosemary bushes near where they are, you know. So like out the front, there's no rosemary. My rosemary's in the back garden. There isn't any out the front. If you're going to give them an offering of milk or fruit juice, do it in something organic, like a shell, or something like a clay, like a little Ah, thank you, Teddy, for letting in the light. I thought you might want to be in the video. That's some light coming through there, isn't it? Sorry about that. Yeah, if you want to put down offerings, as I say, milk, orange juice, put it in something organic, like a shell, something made of pottery. Do not put it in anything plastic, because they don't like it. It's not what they don't like plastic. That's pollution. They don't want that. Never thank a fairy. Never say thank you, because it just lowers you. And they're offended. It lowers you. And they are offended by it. Never thank a fairy. And that's one of the reasons why I don't actually work with them, because I have a really bad habit of saying thank you a lot. Oh, cheers, oh, thanks. I do it all the time, you know. When I work with Morrigan, I'm always thanking her. And I'm just a bit of a thanker. All right, I tend to say cheers, but, you know, I do thank a lot, and that's no good. You can't. Never share a meal. They don't share food. If you want to put offerings out, it's for them. Don't eat and give it to them while you're eating. Don't do that. They don't like it. So just a few little tips there if you're going to work with the Fae this solstice. And as I say, go Google or go look on YouTube for proper fairy practitioners, because there's some really, really lovely books as well. Pagan Portals have got a couple of lovely Fae books. Can't remember now who wrote. I'm sure it was, no, can't remember. But there are some really good books. So go study and read on that, because that's not something you mess around with. You can get tricksters. People do draw symbols, pentacles, pentagrams, other symbols on their pets' collars, and on themselves. They carry rue in the pocket if they're going to be working with the Fae, because you can get some that are quite dangerous. So just be careful. Animals associated with Litha, with the summer solstice: bees and cows, horses, dragonflies, butterflies. Obvious choices, really, I think, because of summer. You know, because of summer. And crystals that we can work with. So I've got the worst memory. I'm trying to remember. I made a couple of notes, but not a lot. I should have made more. Crystals we can work with: amber, orange or green calcite, ruby, garnet, citrine, carnelian, tiger's eye, and colours: golds and yellows, whites, pale blues, greens, oranges. Typical summer type colours, you know, different types of pale green, you know, leafy colours. Tej, you're not going outside. I'm doing the video. Come on, come over here. Or sit on your chair. That's it. Now Arthur wants to go. Arthur, come here. Come and sit over here and be on the video, because you never get involved. Come sit down. Here he is, big old Arthur. Look, oh, Teddy wants to come now. Yeah, so just, yeah, your typical colours. Now, as per usual, I'm decorating, and we're about to have wooden floor put down. So because we're doing that, I haven't done my summer solstice altar this year. I usually have sunflowers all over the altar, not real ones, but I do usually have sunflowers. It's like a lovely garland. I bought it a few years ago just from eBay, and I have it all over here. I have got my orange candles and yellow candles alight, but the camera's too low, you can't see them. And yeah, I like to do, I'm not going to my mum's this year. I think we did it we didn't do it last year because of lockdown, but we did it the year before, and we went outside. My mum lives in the middle of the woods, so it was really lovely, and we did that. And we had a little ritual. I usually include on the summer solstice ritual all my goddesses and gods who I work with. Morrigan, Canunos, kind of Gaia in the Mother Earth form, and Nuit and Set, and everybody. I include them all in my, and I don't know if other people do that. That's what I do. I include everybody and my spirit guides and everybody. I kind of, you know, thank everybody for all their help and patience with me driving them mad. And that's what I do. And some people may do the sun worship, obviously, because that's where solstice, the word solstice is Latin. It's from Latin, and it's sol obviously meaning the sun, and sol, I can't pronounce how they say it, but it's like saltine actually means end or stop, like end stop, which is obviously, yeah, I can't quite pronounce that. I'm not too sure, and I didn't write it down. I'm not too sure how they pronounce it, but it just means like, you know, it's come to an end. And, you know, and you're moving forward to the next bit. So obviously the summer, the sun, yeah, so that comes from Latin. Folklore, there's so much folklore, especially across Europe, so much folklore for summer solstice, for Litha. A lot of people protecting themselves with herbs and different colours and flowers and garlands all wrapped around themselves, protecting themselves for evil spirits, from evil spirits at this time of year. And people kind of could be a bit like, oh, it's quite bright and sunny and it seems such a lovely time, but it just goes to show they know that that vow is thin, and things can, and you've got the Fae, and the Fae can be very dangerous. It's not all Tinkerbell working with the Fae, it's nothing like that at all. And yeah, they wear a lot of protection. There's a lot of protection things. They say jump in the bonfires, a lot of big fires at solstice, you know, fire, sun, kind of, there's always a lot of big bonfires. You know, if you see everyone goes down to Stonehenge, don't they, to welcome the sun. There'll always be a couple of bonfires going, and people jump the bonfire for good luck, and they makes them feel like that's a good luck thing for protection. And these are all old pagan traditions. Working and doing spell work with water and fire, absolutely brilliant at this time of year. Any kind of love magic and connection between people. June is the month of marriage, isn't it? So that's why a lot of pagans do their hand fasting, their marriage ceremonies in June. It's that time, and that's where this comes from. And this is all coming from old tradition. And yeah, steeped in folklore, a lot of magic, a lot of witchy folklore for obviously for summer solstice. Of course, the biggest one being the fairies, the fairy folk. Obviously, Midsummer Night's Dream. We've all heard of that, haven't we? So yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot of things you can do. You can have feasts and food and bonfires. You can be, if you're solitary like myself. I mean, I do work with my mum, but you know, I'm mainly solitary eclectic. So I kind of do what I want to do, on what I feel is right for me. But I work with the old ways, and so celebrating those old ways is, you know, this is one of my favourites. Samhain is my favourite, and I am a real favourite of Beltane as well. And I'm, for some reason, with the new job, I didn't do a Beltane video, so I might actually just do a Beltane video next week and just slip it out, because I am Beltane missing off of my Wheel of the Year videos. So yeah, we are working our way through the Wheel of the Year. Litha, summer solstice, midsummer, whatever it is in your tradition, what you want to call it. I hope you have a lovely one. Make sure that you protect yourself if you're going to work with the Fae. Enjoy your solstice weekend. I'm sorry it's not very good weather. It's terrible. It is a shame. But yeah, I hope this is a little insight into celebrating the summer solstice as pagans. I hope this is helpful to you. If you like this kind of thing, please like and subscribe. And yet stay tuned, because I have a lot of videos coming and going to try some new stuff in the week. So yeah, I hope you like it all. I will see you all soon. Give us a like. See you later on. Ta-da.